So now we are on to problem number 5th, and let me just make a quick check. If you just zoom in, either you can solve problem 5th or 6th. The choice is all yours. Now, the most important thing is I'll also be doing the solution for problem 6. Don't worry. Okay. Let me, here it is. Problem number 5, and let me zoom in. This is based on isometric drawing. And as you can see, it is of 16 marks. Very beneficial if you can solve it correctly. Figure shows orthographic views of an object by first angle method of projection. Draw its isometric view and give all the dimensions. Wonderful. So I won't be giving the dimensions at the end, but I'll be creating the isometric drawing completely. What is this, sir? It is an isometric view. So therefore you have to use the true dimensions. Okay, 1:1. Anyway, how do you approach such questions? Especially when you have to make an isometric drawing. First of all, try to work out the overall length, the width, and the height of the object. If you plan it carefully, then you will be able to do this problem in less than 30 minutes. This is going to take time. Okay, better to increase the speed of the video from the player settings down below. Now, from the extreme left to the extreme right, this semicircular profile over here, this is 25 millimeters plus 75. So adding them up will give you 100. Length is 100. Secondly, the width. Width is this 35 plus, how much is this length? Sir, it's not given. How much is this? Sir, this is the diameter. So diameter is double the radius, that is 50. So if the length is 100, the width is 50, and you can see that the height also is, the total height is 50. Now we are going to give the height in 2 stages. In the first stage, we are going to make this foundation on the platform, that is 15 mm, and then secondly, these are the points which will be further lifted by a height of 35. So 35 plus 15 will make the total height as 50. Okay, here we go with the problem solution, and here it is. I just recorded the video in Hindi, so this is the solution. And as you can see, there are so many stages. There is this entire timeline which is going to help you understand this isometric drawing very, very nicely, right? And as you can see, if I make the entire drawing over here, it will become a complete masala. Complete confusion will be created. So I don't want that. I'll give you this timeline approach one by one, but you guys have to do this in the same diagram only. Okay, you've got no other option. So make sure you start your work with a very, very light pencil. Hold it very gently, 3H pencil. Okay, can we start? Here we go. Let me erase all of them. And here is the orthographic drawing for which we'll be creating the isometric view. Okay. Now, if you are making this drawing manually, make sure that you've got this ready. Okay, what is this? If you just make the horizontal, this is at an angle of 30 degrees. This is also at an angle of 30 degrees. These are what we call the isometric axis. All of them are equally inclined to each other. Iso means equal. What is that equal angle? That happens to be 120 degrees. Okay, between them, 120, 120, and 120. Please make these set of axes, as they are going to help you orient of mini drafter accordingly. Secondly, if you are doing this on just a second, if you are doing this on AutoCAD, make sure that you switch on this polar tracking. Okay, switch off, switch on, right? And click on this down arrow. Make sure it is set to 30, 60, 90. Okay. So once that is done, we can go ahead with the problem. Here we go. How to start, sir? So we know that the length is 100, the width is 50, and the height is also 50. Okay. So where should we fix the length, sir? That is going to be a challenge for us. So this length is 100. You can fix the length over here. You also have the choice to fix the length over to this side as well. It completely depends on your choice. Okay, 100. Which one would you choose? Sir, what is the point that you're trying to make? The point that I'm trying to make is, if you select this as the length, then this semicircular profile will be at the back, somewhere here. If you select this as the length, then the semicircular profile, since it is towards the right hand side, it will be somewhere here. So you will be able to visualize the object much more confidently, much more in a better way. right? So we are going to select this as the length and we are going to make an arrow over here. So this arrow is going to represent our front on view. Okay, so this is going to be for the, what do you call, the width happens to be 50. Let me erase this. Let me use the line command again and let me go for width. Here it is 50. Done. Okay, now you just need to finish this again, move in this manner. Right now we are moving along this isometric axis. Okay, this is how you need to continuously monitor your mini drafter. This is 100 and back to where we start. Done. Okay, let me control X, control V. Sir, one more thing to notice, you see that there is this foundation of having a height of 15, so you can increase the height. Okay, either you can lift all of these points above or you can go below also. It's your choice. 15 below. And better to simply copy this, CO, enter, select the base point, done. Now you just need to join all of these points. Okay, whatever I am doing on the computer screen, you can replicate the same on a piece of paper. No worries. You just need a mini drafter. That will help you immensely. Now what, sir? I think it would be better if I can just copy this. Now we should go ahead and create this circles isometric view. This is a perfect circle. It's an orthographic projection. That is why when you create the isometric view of a circle, it looks like an ellipse, right? That is exactly what it is. Now, where is this center? Sir, this is located at a distance of 25 millimeters. This is a center for the circle as well as the semicircle. The circle is having a radius of 10. Since the diameter is 20, the radius is 10. And this semicircle is having a radius of 25. So remember, smaller one is the circle, radius is 10. The larger one is the semicircle, the radius is 25. Let's go for it. Here in this diagram. So somewhere along this line, you can locate the center. And it is in this direction. This distance is 25. Done. Okay. Here we'll get the semicircle. Now, how do you make the semicircle? That is the first thing. The trick that I'm going to make is I'm going to make a circle. Very light one. The diameter is, radius is going to be 10. Done. Now watch, trim. I don't want this portion. Okay, I only want this portion. Extend, double end, enter. Okay. Now I know this is the midpoint. Okay, I really need this point. Where is the 30-degree angle? Here it is. You can see the green line guidelines. Okay. Now you can use the trim command once again. Okay, and now you can use the extend command. Extend this line over to this side and we are almost done. What we have just accomplished is that we've created this plus. Okay, this plus is in orthographic and here we have created this plus in isometric. And whenever you make any isometric drawing, they happen to be parallel to the isometric axis. Right, sir? Now, what you need to do is you need to create a circle. An isometric circle is basically an ellipse. How do you do that? Watch the steps. This is going to be fun. Use the copy command. Base point is the center. Take it to this extreme left and extreme right. Again, take this as the copy. Base point, left, right. Done. Now, this is something that I've already taught. And let's use this approach. Looks like a rhombus, isn't it? Which one is the smaller diagonal? So this is the smaller diagonal. So select the corners and corner with the midpoint of the opposite side. Corner, midpoint of the opposite side. Repeat the same process. Corner, midpoint of the opposite two sides. Corner, midpoint of the opposite two sides. Done. Now you can create the circle very easily. The centers are, this is the center, that's the radius. If this is the center, this is the radius. If this is the center, this is the radius. If this is the center, this is the radius. Let me implement arc center. Let me start from over here. Click. Done. Arc center. Now let me take this as the center. This much is the radius. And keep on rotating in the anti-clockwise sense until you reach here. Again, arc center. click, click, rotate until you reach here. Done. Arc center, click, click, and here we go. This is the isometric view of the circle. Now, Control C, Control V. I'm following this timeline approach. You guys have to do the entire drawing. You can't copy or paste if you're doing this manually. Okay. All right. Now what to do? I think better to get rid of this construction. And yeah. Now what I'll do is I am going to create the semicircle over here. How to do that? Use the extend command, and I'm going to extend these lines. Okay. I mean, this line is going to be, this is 25, that's 25, and that's 25. We already know that. Here we need to create a semicircle. How do you do that? For that, what I'll be doing is, I think we should get rid of this, and we should be extending this line, lengthen it along this direction by 25. Enter, enter, done. Now let me take this line, let me copy it with respect to the base, copy it over here. We need to make the semicircle. How do you do that? Can I isolate this? I have to select all of them. Anyway, larger diagonal, smaller diagonal. Choose the smaller diagonals from the corners. Draw lines meeting the midpoint of the opposite two sides. Here we go. Now arc center, and it's very easy now. Here you'll see the semicircle. Take this as the center, this much as the radius, and here you go. What did I just do? Arc center, center, radius, and move in the anti-clockwise direction until you reach here. Again, arc center, center, this much is the radius, a bigger radius relatively, and here you go. Okay, now let me copy this, and I'll get rid of the construction and all. Let's very quickly do that. Let me erase. No, let us keep it. Let me trim it. Now what, sir? The other thing that I would like to do is chip off, chip off, chip it off, chip it off. Okay. Let me take this. Copy. Where is that point? This is 15, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it is 15. This thickness is 15. Now what you guys need to do is, let me just give you a brief demonstration. What you guys really need to do is, you need to create points from this periphery of the semicircle. You need to keep on making points. Just make points. I'll be making a line. You guys have to make points 15 mm below. How do you do that? Let me show this to you. Keep on marking points this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Once you're done with that, now with the help of a pencil, pass a smooth curve through all of these points. That curve is going to be parallel to this, isn't it? Okay, so let me just copy this. Let's say this is the base point. Here we go, and we are almost done. Now let me make my work look a bit professional. We connect this. Okay, let me copy. Control C, Control V, and zooming in again. Let me get rid of all of these lines. All right, line somewhere here, 15 mm downwards. No, 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 not this way. 15 mm. Okay. I mean, the point that I've selected to make this line is almost on the right hand side, extreme right hand side of this curve. That is the point that you need to select. Okay, make sure your drafter is absolutely vertical. Bring it to this portion, and the moment it becomes absolutely tangential to this curve, drop a line 15 mm below, and obviously it is going to cut here. That's for sure. Okay, let me erase this, and let me get this somewhere here. Okay, looking much more professional. So two circular profiles done, one is still left, and that's a semicircular one. How do you approach that? Let's see. Control C, Control V. Now you just need to remember, you need to make this is 10, by the way. Let me zoom out slightly. Look, this is 50. In between this diameter, this is radius is 15, so diameter is going to be 30. So we are left with 10 over to the left and 10 to the right. So 10, 30, 10. Okay, 10, 30, 10. 10, 30, 10. Remember, this is 35. Again, 10, 30, 10. This is 35. Remember, we'll work out this profile also. It looks like a slide. We'll implement it. Don't worry. 10, 30, 10. Remember, and that's 35. Here we go. Over to this side. 10, 30, 10, and this is 35, by the way. So let me just implement this. This is 35. Then on account of 10, then on account of 30, and then again on account of 10. Let me close it. This is 35, obviously. And now you can simply copy this, copy at a distance of 10. This is at a distance of 30. And we are almost done. Okay. Now you need to give height to all of these points. And for doing that, let me make a copy again, so that there is absolutely no confusion whatsoever. Now all of them are having a height of, they're having a height of how much? This height. We have reached this point. Already we've given this height, initial height of 15, and now the remaining height is 35. So all of them seem to be lifted by 35 millimeters. How do you do that? Let me show this to you. This way. All the points. Just keep your scale over here and then make a point 35 mm above. This way. Can you do this? I'm sure you can. I'll rather copy. You just need to make a point. The lines are not needed really. Okay. And if you're done with this, join again, join again. And how do I join this? Again, let me make a copy. No, before making a copy, I think copy, you have to do the same over top also. Now how do you approach? Now this is going to be a challenge. Control C and Control V. Here we go. Now how do you approach the problem from over here? First of all, let me get rid of the unnecessary lines. This one, so is this one. And anything else? What else? Okay. Now I need to make a semicircle over here. Again, if you watch this profile, there is this semicircle which you need to create on a vertical plane, basically. How do you do that? The approach is very simple. I think we should get rid of this also for now. Join The diameter is 30. You can see this. Take the center above 15, below 15, enter. Done. I think we should get rid of this line also, not to create any kind of confusion in your mind. Now what's the approach? So it's very simple. What we can do is we can just make the same line pass through this point and this point, and just join. No confusion, no confusion. Let me get rid. Let me delete this line also. I don't want any confusion whatsoever. No confusion. Okay. So far so good. Now this is the smaller diagonals curve, and then we can, this is the corner point, connect it with the opposite sides midpoint, smaller diagonal, opposite sides midpoint, and the opposite sides midpoint. Now you can, did I do something wrong? I know. Why am I feeling that I have done something wrong? Is this correct? Just a second. Yes, it is correct. Now let me show this to you. This is going to be half of that semicircle, and this is the remaining half. Arc center, take this as the center. This much is the radius. Now rotate until you reach here. Again, repeat the same step. Arc center, radius, and rotate. Wonderful. We are done. Now let me add some finishing touches to my diagram. It is already 21 minutes. Okay. I mean, this is time taking. If I was supposed to make a 3D model, I would have done that in less than 5 minutes, to be very honest. But this isometric drawing is going to take some time. Remove this line, remove. Now try to copy this. Done. Now what to do, sir? One more is left. Here it is. Now watch. All, just like, I mean, all of these points are 35 mm behind also. Similarly, all of these points from the semicircular profile will be 35 mm behind also. So you just need to make points. You don't have to make line. I'll have to make the lines from here, at approximately regular intervals. That will do the job for you. Okay, and now it is, you just need to pass a smooth curve through all of these points in sequence. You need to stop here, right? Don't go ahead. So I'll simply make a copy. This is the ninja technique that you guys need to follow. Done. Now when you are done with this, again let me make a copy. Let me paste this. Okay, let me get rid of all of them. In fact, I think we are pretty much done with the diagram. So whether the bottom, like this is the topmost portion of the hole, whether the bottom portion of the hole is going to be visible or not, let me just demonstrate to you what I am asking. So this is the top portion of the hole. Bottom of the hole will be like this. Whether this is visible or not in the isometric drawing, that is first, that is the one thing that I would like to know. Okay, let me get it back to the initial position. Right, this is the 3D environment, and that's why I can tilt the object, rotate it as per my wish. Right, again let me go back to the drawing. The best way to know whether the bottom edge is going to be visible or not, I'm calling it an edge, although it's an arc. Select this extreme point, the topmost extreme point. How deep is this, sir? This is 15 mm depth. Okay, 15 mm depth. So enter, and now you can see that this semicircular, this circular profile at the bottom, even if you get all the points 15 mm below, and when you join all of them, the result that you are going to see is simply this. So you basically don't need to make this. Okay, Now that you have checked, you don't need to make it. Okay, sir. That's the first thing. And secondly, if you watch, there is a slide over here. I have not made the slide. Let me see the question paper once again. So this slide, okay, starting from the topmost point, the slide, the width of the slide is 10 millimeters, and then this is 20. Okay, so let me, from this very point, let me go 20 and then join. Here we go. From this very point, let me go along this direction, 20, and then join at the top. Okay, easy. And then from here, the width, as I know, it is 10. Where is the guideline? Yes. And then you can go over here in along this direction. Simply click. Okay, you can trim this and then go to the top. No, use the line command again and go to the top. How high? 35 millimeters. Done. And again use the line command and join. This is the complete slide. Now let me copy this again and let me add some final touches to my drawing. We are done. We remove this. Erase. Not erase. Use the trim command. Okay. Erase. Erase. And we are done. No. What have I just done? Get your line. Shorten it. Get rid of it. And that's the final drawing. Right? This is the final isometric drawing made in 26 minutes and 42 seconds. Anything else? Kuch tarah to nahi gaya. I think we are done. And let me just count the number of steps that we have used. We started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. As many as 11 steps. Wonderful. You'll feel good after you make this drawing, either manually or even in the AutoCAD environment. You'll really feel good, really confident. Okay.